You know, no one remembers pressing play. That's the real problem. The recording, it just surfaced years later. It showed up on old hard drives that had no business surviving what they'd been through. Floods, fires, the simple decay of time. The file was labeled only 0 Antarctica _ Bull Shoals _ final. Wow, no metadata. No hint of where it came from. When analysts finally looked at it, the waveform itself looked wrong. It was too perfect, too symmetrical, almost like it had been grown in a lab instead of recorded from the real world. When you listen, this is what you hear. First, a voice, calm and intimate. You stayed. A pause then. That's good. Listeners who stay always get names. There's a local legend about how the Ozarks were formed. They say something fell from the sky, something immense, and it just missed its target. The mountains we see today are like the scar tissue left behind. The caves are like mouths, still open, as if they tried to scream but never finished. And then there's Bull Shoals Lake. When they built the dam, the water rose and flooded entire towns, cemeteries, and all the stories that went with them. But here's the thing about water: it doesn't erase. It preserves. And that's when he arrived, the alien, 0 Antarctica. He didn't look like a savior or a hero from some sci-fi epic. He looked like precision. He was meticulous. His instrument, when he brought it out, unfolded at impossible angles, a strange device that could translate the very force of gravity into musical tones. He had this unwavering belief that music, the right harmony, could stabilize anything. Any system, any place, any person. He was wrong. Some places don't want harmony. They just want witnesses. And as he played, you could hear his voice layered into the music, almost like a prayer. I hear you. I hear all of you. But the hills, the ancient land itself, didn't respond with harmony. It answered by tightening, by closing in. That's when the hillbilly guitar dude stepped into the frequency. He walked in barefoot, his feet bleeding on the dusty ground, but he was singing anyway. He was singing the truth, the only way it can ever really be told through stories that hurt just enough to make you remember them. He sang, "This town don't die." It just gets quieter till the radio's got a scream for it. His guitar, it didn't echo. That's not the right word. It duplicated. Every single chord he struck created another version of the song somewhere else. It would appear inside a passing truck's radio, inside a dream someone was having miles away, inside the mind of a person who hadn't even been born yet. And then another voice cuts through the recording, a rough, glitching laugh. It's the boogeyman. We're past DJs now, he chuckles, his voice breaking up like a bad connection. We're infrastructure. This is the moment the listener crossed over. See, it wasn't a demon, and it wasn't a god that was created. It was just attention. Attention given for so long, so intensely, that it became something else entirely. A presence. The signal started to feed on memory, on regret, on all the unfinished songs people carried inside them. People who heard the recordings started dreaming in stereo. Some would wake up humming these strange, persistent melodies they couldn't get out of their heads. And some never woke up at all. But their radios, left on by their bedsides, kept playing. 0 Antarctica, the alien musician, saw what was happening and tried to shut it down. He realized the horrifying truth of this place. His voice comes through again, filled with a new kind of dread. This world is recursive, he says. It eats its musicians. The Ozarks, the land itself, pulled him apart musically. It stretched his perfect, precise sound across decades, scattering it like dust. He managed to escape, but he wasn't intact. They say somewhere in deep space, his species can still hear the sound of Arkansas leaking through their stars, a ghostly signal they can't tune out. The troubadour, the hillbilly guitar dude, he sang the last verse knowing exactly what it would cost him. His final words on the recording are a warning. If you hear this, it's already too late. The song don't end. It relocates. As he sang that last line, the shack he was in collapsed inward, not down. It folded in on itself. The strange broadcast tower nearby folded into a single silent note, a frequency too low for human ears to even perceive. And the boogeyman? He vanished mid-laugh. Was he finally free? Or was he finally everywhere? His last words are a whisper, right in your ear, intimate and chilling. Thanks for listening. There's a theory about the file. They say if you play it alone, with headphones, nothing happens. It's just a strange, unsettling audio experience. But if you play it out loud, late at night, especially near trees or a body of water, the room starts to feel fuller. The corners of your vision get crowded. And your memories, they don't quite feel like yours anymore. Because this was never just a story. It wasn't a song. It was a test broadcast. And now that you've heard it, you're part of the signal too. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. You wouldn't want to miss the next transmission.